You already know who it is, man. Your boy TNC, Big CEO, boy for Success Entertainment, man rocking with 91 TV and Iconic Television.
So T, just T.
Yeah.
Where's the T come from?
Talante.
That's your name?
Yep.
Okay.
So imagine people used to be Talante, and they'd be like T.I., Talante.
Yeah. Okay, where did you get your name from? Where did that come from?
The government? Or
Your government name.
I don't even know my cousin. My mama's like her favorite cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So keep it T, keep it short and simple. And you're from North Carolina.
Yep.
I've never been to North Carolina. What's it like?
Kind of like everywhere, but not like everywhere. It's just like one or two ways you go. You either go left or you go right.
Right.
And being right sometimes be viewed as soft, but now that I grew up, I just it's the right way to be.
Okay. I know one thing about out here, Texas. There's people who've never been or don't know. They always assume. They assume we on cowboys riding around on horses and everything like that. What do people assume about North Carolina?
I guess it's sweet. I don't know. I really don't know. It's country. They pretty much got an idea of it. They just don't understand like the aspects of how deeply involved it really gets down there.
Right. Because I feel like North Carolina is really just starting to get some credit that it deserves, kind of, over the past couple of years. We got artists like J. Cole, but after J. Cole, who really represents for North Carolina?
Definitely the baby.
Yeah, he's out there with y'all for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Moray, 83 Babies. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that branch out, do their own thing, and really still put on for the state though.
Who are some of the OGs from North Carolina? Like out here, we got Pimp C, rest in peace. We got Slim Thug, Bun B. Who are some of the OGs from out there? Any notable ones?
The only ones I really know is J. Cole. I classify him as one, even though he's still in the new generation too, though. But he started, you know what I'm saying? So Rhapsody, as far as women.
Oh, shout out Rhapsody.
You know what I'm saying? And Petey Pablo, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Shout out Petey Pablo. Okay. It's like, why do you think North Carolina hasn't had as many artists as in Atlanta, Houston, or even in New York? Is it just because of the region, or what is it that we haven't necessarily had? Oh, that's a legend that came out of there until we kind of got to the J. Cole's.
Lack of love show within the city. That's what I noticed by going to Atlanta, and I noticed by going and coming here, because it's the first time I came here. So it's like back home, it ain't really bad. It's just that they gonna tax you. You know what I'm saying? To even work with them and even try to utilize their name. More, I feel like it's competition. A lot of competition instead of just genuinely helping people out.
Okay. So it is dope that we do have people like the Baby and J. Cole that are putting on for North Carolina. What do you see? Where do you see hip hop going in North Carolina? Do you see more bigger artists coming out of there and really making a name for themselves?
Most definitely, it's a lot of underground people, and it's a lot of people that's waking up to the fact that they under their own record labels. So it's a lot of record labels coming up out of North Carolina. Also, shout out to KMC too. You know what I'm saying? King Music Corporation. So definitely, the North Carolina scene is starting to look a lot like the early Atlanta scene. So really, it's just funny how it's starting to trickle down or trickle up. If you want to put it that.
Okay, we're gonna get into your music. I'm just asking, like I said, I've never been out there, so I'm always curious as to where people came from. I hear it's a lot of black people.
Yeah,
a lot of black people
too, though, but a lot of black people.
Okay. Does North Carolina have its own sound at all, or is that still being established?
Most definitely, but the thing about North Carolina is it's really in the middle. So imagine the type of adversity we got. We got up north that pop. So everything that come from up north, you got come down south too. But not only that, we in the middle between up north and Atlanta and Florida. So that got to come up. So our sound be everywhere. Like it's dope to me. I've been running into a lot of people that's dope, and a lot of throughout the years.
Nice. Okay. Now, like we said, you know, you wouldn't consider a legend until you get to almost J. Cole. Before that, there wasn't really anyone from North Carolina that just kind of had that stamp. You know, like Petey Pablo did his thing and everything, but not too many people are just saying Petey Pablo inspired them to get out and, you know, do their thing. So, growing up in North Carolina, what music inspired you?
I've been doing music 21 years. You feel me? So it's like, when you really ask anybody around me who he listen to, they gonna say me. I don't really listen to nobody. But if I had to say my influences, it would be Life Jennings, as far as my favorite artist, period. T.I., my favorite rapper. Lil Wayne, Bow Wow, 50, a lot of greats. And then, you know, a lot of unknown people that come across, but really a lot of unknown artists that I just come across, like, you know, in person. That's where a lot of my favorite music comes from.
Okay, so you've been rapping for 21 years. When did you get started and how did you get started?
6. And I was recording myself over with my grandma and my mama and all their tape recorders. I mean, their tapes, like the church tapes and all that.
Was there someone around you doing music? What made you do that?
I really don't even remember how it happened, bro. That's why I really feel like it chose me, though.
You got on there and started rapping?
I been playing with it. I heard myself. I'm like, oh. And I just...
Okay. How old were you when you understood what a rapper was and that you wanted to be one?
I said 12.
12, okay.
I say 12 because after 6, I stopped 'cause I got in trouble for a very long time. So I just write. I used to freestyle, hit the battle, stuff like that. But it took this guy named BJ, you know what I'm saying? He introduced me to the whole recording process, which was, he just brought me in and was like, yeah, you dope, come to my house. Came in, he recorded like my first 6 songs.
Is it 12?
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was 10, my fault. It was 10. He recorded my first 6 songs, and then I took that, and then they showed me how to burn CDs, and they was telling me, oh yeah, you should go out there and make people listen to it, sell it. So that's really how I started getting the groundwork.
So BJ was an older dude at the time?
Yeah, he was probably like, I was about 10, he was probably like 16.
Okay, so he's still young, but he's getting out there doing his thing as far as engineering. What was it that he saw in you? Most 16-year-olds don't want to hang out with some 10-year-olds.
The lyrics. And I was nice and hooping too.
So. Oh, nice, okay. That gets you respect in the hood.
Right.
Yeah, basketball skills transcend age like crazy. Okay, so at 12 or at 10, what are you rapping about at this point?
Really, what I see, what I like, girls. I was fast. I wasn't really violent though. Yeah, it usually be about love or how I felt about a person.
Okay, that's interesting. Were there any was there any competition around the time? You know, like any other kids that were also rapping that kind of put pressure on you, or was it just you doing it?
Not at that age. Definitely as I grew up though, I met people that made me go a higher level than what I have. And I helped a whole lot of people as I grew up too. Like you can basically trace all my music back to 2007. Like from when that time I started knowing how to record myself and upload it to the internet without me even knowing what I'm really doing. I'm just putting it there so I can listen to it myself for real.
Okay. Did you ever doubt yourself when it came to your music?
No.
Okay. All right, so let's get a little more into your actual creation process when it comes down to making a song. Are you someone that freestyles everything, or do you like to write?
Nah, I definitely like to write. I always like to write. I learned how to freestyle with my cousin though. Shout out Big Spinky. But yeah, I learned how to do that through him. He used to always, bro, let's freestyle. I'm like, bro, you know I can't freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Then I used to get better and get better, then to the point where it just became easy.
Okay. So what age did you start taking your music seriously?
About 21, 22.
Why the wait? Because nowadays, man, this kids is 16 out here blowing up.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
But back then it was just for the vent and for the fun. But usually for the vent, because I don't like to talk to people. So kept getting that same question. Well, what the hell you do it for? And you see how many people starting to blow up, and I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, you right, and they trash for real. I was just like, well, trying to understand the business side.
Okay. So it seems like you're somebody that even at an early age, you said you talking about how you feel, love, things like that at an early age. How did you learn how to put your truth into your music? I feel like a lot of artists struggle with being vulnerable and saying, hey, this is me, I'm not perfect, but this is me and who I am. How did you get to that point?
It became a point I started talking about myself, but disguising who I'm talking about.
How so? Can you give
by
an
not
example?
putting the name
Right,
in
right,
it.
right.
You know what I'm saying? By not putting the name in it. So that just leaves it at music. That way now it's not personal for if I'm even talking to you or if I'm talking to me, my strategy usually be to bring it to the person I'm talking to see their reaction to it.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it'd be like, they'd be like, oh, this is hard. And I just like, won't ever really tell them it's them, or eventually be like, yeah, you know it's about you, right? And they be like, well, I ain't never know you felt that way. And I was like, yeah, but I'm glad to see you ain't take it personal. It's music. Like, it just, that's how I vent.
I think the music kind of helped people to hear about themselves a little better.
Yeah, definitely. Even the women, especially the women.
Right. Okay. Have you ever like made a song about someone and they didn't like what you said? Not they didn't like the song.
Yeah.
They didn't like what was about them.
My baby mom, we got in the car in 2018, and goddamn, she went through the windshield. Yeah, my baby, he was only a month old, so, and she had just had C-section, so imagine how really, So, yeah,
wow.
Broke down bones, but.
And everyone survived?
Yeah, we was all good. We all good to this day, you feel me? Exactly. So, at that point, I wanted to drop a love album called I'm Perfection. Feel me? I still dropped it, but it just took a spin because things didn't go how I wanted it or how I expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
But she don't like it because it just brings back bad memories. That and the turnaround, because that was the fact of me coming back from the wreck into the industry. So,
I respect that, man.
Yeah.
That is a real artist, if you ask me.
Yeah.
That's the where can we hear that song? Well, she might not want us to hear it, but
everywhere. It's actually streaming on our platform. That's when I came. That was actually my introduction into the industry from underground, because I had just dropped Aries Baby, signed with Mouth Drop Records. That was my introduction to that was my first album, so my first introduction to the industry. So after that was the wreck. So coming back, I had dropped the Turnaround, which was an album but mixtape, and then I'm Perfection came right after that. Yeah, so they on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere, streaming everywhere.
Nice. You get into a lot of storytelling?
Yeah, I always do that. That's why I drop albums. If they don't notice, like the album would be something significant that was going on. Like either my sons, I got 2 sons, so I named both. Well, my first mixtape before I even was in the industry. So that was Emma, which is Elijah Messiah More Askew. And then I dropped, when I found out about my baby boy, it was Emma 2, baby brother, Emilion Majesty More Askew.
Interesting names.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more, if you care to speak on your kids?
Yeah,
Tell us more about their names. That's some powerful names, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm very spiritual. So, but before even all of that came about, I've been wanting my son name to be Elijah, and then I found out who Elijah really was. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely. But my baby mama, I named him, so she didn't want to give me a junior, but she wanted to name the second one. When she said million, I was like, you know what, bingo, because he gonna be the reason I can be millions. So
okay, it seems like your sons definitely inspire and motivate you a lot.
Yeah.
You want more kids?
No. I wouldn't mind, but I gotta get this bag first.
Of course. I was gonna get into, okay, how do you balance out being a father and an artist at the same time?
It's hard. It's frustrating, but it's I make sure, for one, that they know who I am, and how I feel about them. So, especially my baby boy, I took care of him for like the first 8 months by myself because she was really messed up for real. So, I basically gave her the opportunity to do do what she didn't do with him with the second one, because they both got the same mom. So.
Mm-hmm. It seems like y'all got a pretty good relationship too. Not a lot of people can co-parent or.
We good now. We good now, though. Yeah, me and her dude, we even good now, you know what I'm saying? So everything right now, I got help, and that's all I needed for the confirmation for me to go ahead and keep doing what I'm doing, making these trips, and not feel bad. So.
All right, drop some game on the people. How do you successfully co-parent? Just in general.
Well, I tell all my people, play without feelings. Play without feelings. Really though, just honesty, perspective. Always try to think of the other person, and always try to at least have like the respect level, for one, the common sense to even have the respect level, but for the other person not even have to question their respect level to as if what to do with the kids and not around the kids. Cause really, that's really my only problem. Like you shouldn't have to tell me if I'm working with a bunch of women. You don't want my kids around. I don't even want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should already know what's going on. Or you don't want me to go to no room with my kids. You should already know I wouldn't do that anyway. So that's really about it. Just respect and trust.
I like that, man. Really good answers. Let's talk a little bit about your spirituality. That means something different to everybody nowadays. What does spirituality mean to you?
Connected with the higher power, with the overall. I feel Yahweh. You feel me? I follow Yahweh and Yahshua HaMashiach. You know, the Israelites, Hebrew Israelites.
Okay, what is the one thing about your spirituality that has really shaped and molded your mindset? Like, yeah,
everything is connected.
Yeah. Okay. How so? Can you explain that?
Just everything don't happen for a reason. And 9 times out of 10, if you really sit and wait and be patient and then put everything that play the piece apart, you'll really see. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the different religions, like, you know what I'm saying, all of it still supposed to have one higher power with one type of Messiah that's supposed to bring one group of people to one place. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like more so like just waking up and really just seeing it for what it is.
Can I hear any of your spirituality in your music?
Yep, definitely, especially in the ones after the car wreck, like Turn Around, you know what I'm saying, Our Perfection, well no, not Aries Baby, but like more so Emma 2. Like, yeah, I got a lot of projects, so you'll see the growth within the music for real.
How did that car accident change your perspective on life?
It for one made me, it just helped me see that we ain't alone and somebody looking out, cause that could have been, it was supposed to been ugly. So that right there made me question, and the question made me go more into detail, and the more into detail I went, the confused I got until the point where it's like, oh, I know. You know, so it's like even belief, people always stick and be complacent with I believe, but it got to get to a point where I know. You know what I'm saying? Even if you, because they say you have powers when you do unlock to those type of conscious level, and it's like, well, how do you know if you just believe though? Because I could believe that I can get back downstairs and hit the highway and go back to the crib, but there's other ways that I know I could take. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just all the point where you gotta get to I know instead of I believe.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot, because when you know, you don't question it.
I'm telling you.
You know, I believed in Santa Claus, and then I started questioning him at some point.
You, guess what? You knew. You feel me?
Yeah,
so it's like, yeah, even with this, I even questioned coming here. You know what I'm saying? But it got to a point where I was like, yeah, nah, it couldn't been that, because the money there low key, but turned out to be the blessing that I low key been looking for, because I always said I wanted to move here before if I even move out of North Carolina. Mm-hmm. So this right here even give me the first step to even get the perception and the feeling and the, you know what I'm saying, how it really is around here. I definitely feel it.
This is your first time in Houston?
Yep, definitely.
How you liking it so far?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Just came from Atlanta, and this is my first time going to Atlanta, and I've already been 5 times this year. So
nice, okay.
Definitely thinking about coming back here about 5 more times too before I move here.
So what else can we expect from you? Anything new before the year ends?
Yeah, most definitely. December 25th, Jacket for Beats 3. It's a trilogy I already started 2-3 years ago. 2019 I dropped the first one. And then last year I dropped the second one. So this year I'm about to start it off with the third one. And then after that, New Year's I'm dropping Boss, new album.
So you got a mixtape on Christmas.
Yep.
And then an album on New Year's.
Yep, free to you all on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but it's free to you all because of you was spending all year long. And then I'm back on their neck again at the beginning of the year.
Tell me about the album and what we can expect to hear on this album.
A lot of cockiness, a lot of bars. I brought back that hunger for real. I brought back that, not more so street side, but everybody been trying to put me in my own genre now. They call it street gossip. So I really been on like some street gossip,
but not street. Expand on that. What is that? I like that. I like that name.
Street gospel.
Street gospel.
You know I'm country. Yeah,
okay, no, then yes, I can feel that. I feel that all the way.
But street gospel. But yeah, basically just the negativity. I figured out. This whole purpose, the whole world is control of energies, basically. Energies, positive and negative. Everything is positive and negative. But people keep one mind level of thinking, which is always negative and is never positive. So basically, my album, I did just release an album like 3 months ago. I lost my granddaddy, my mama, and my brother, and another best friend all in a month. You know what I'm saying? Span, so like 2 weeks apart basically.
Like 4 people in a month.
You feel me? So
Every
it was
week.
too much. So I dropped the album, and I wasn't even gonna drop an album. So I dropped the album called Too Much. That we went crazy this year. So I'm still really reaping off of that. So Boss is just showing the progress of after what happened. After that, I didn't stop. I really just bossed up, and it's been a lot of talk now because I don't really move how I used to, aka street nigga, but I'm more so professional now, and I don't really like to argue over the net or whatever. So I really just, you know, I beat them over line. I beat them with this because they gonna hear it, and I'm gonna make money off of it.
Okay. Now, let's say you're spiritual. So before we get out of here, I'm big on manifesting. I feel like you kind of, you know, on that same path. So go ahead and let people know what we can expect from you over the next couple of years in the game.
Born for Success Entertainment, the industry, not even the label, the industry.
Okay.
Platform for a whole lot of artists to speak the truth instead of what you been, you know, manipulated to say. Well, yeah.
All right, and then real quick, just show the camera real quick. Make sure they can see. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Born for Success Entertainment, you know what I'm saying? That was CEO, me, TNC, and also my brother, my little cousin, Kevon Mazel, Black the Gemini, also my producer. We started it with my other brother, Solar Key Ali. You know what I'm saying? He's really like an artist, but slash, like fashion, go get money type guy. So really all 3 of us just wanted to give artists a platform to really speak their truth. And instead of really like taking advantage, we basically like freely give them the game, show them how to get their money in, expect that the loyalty will play a part for that the little 20% that everybody add in will eventually come back to where everybody won't even really have to put no money in to do anything but just eat, if anything, you know, trips or whatever. But it's getting there, man. It's a slow process. We started like 7 years ago, but we only been public for 2 years and we still ain't even LLC yet, so don't go try to steal my shit. Yeah, you feel me, man?
Okay, and the last thing I need, a message for your sons. If they can watch this in 10 years from now, 12, 15, whatever, how many years from now, what do you want them to know?
You gonna be sitting right beside me looking at me saying, damn, I love you, daddy. But nah, for real, we gonna change the world. Period. Yep.